Really?
Because there are big fish like from the lake and stuff that spawn up here. Yeah!
Oh!
It's a full brown. Oh!
Do you need me to get a net?
Yes, dude, yeah.
Oh.
Yes!
Woo!
One more down the pipe.
Okay. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Chris from Out West with Chris, and today I want to tell you guys about a really cool area of the country to go fishing. This is an area I've fished in quite a bit over the last year and a few months, and I've talked about it a few times in some of my videos on my channel. But I want to share this with everybody on the KastKing channel and also on my channel, just to tell you guys about this spot. This spot is a place that's really cool where you can chase trophy Mackinaw, you can chase huge crappie, you can go after brown trout, rainbow trout, kokanee, and the redband trout. So this is an area of central and southern Oregon that kind of starts around Lapine, Oregon, and works its way south along 97, Highway 97, to Klamath Falls. And this area is dotted with lakes and rivers with funny names like Wickiup, Paulina, Lemalo, and honestly some iconic names like the Williamson River, Odell, the Chutes River, Klamath Lake, and quite a few other really cool fisheries. And I don't know them all, and I'm not an expert on any of them. Got a friend who's pretty darn close to being an expert on the area. I got introduced to him just over a year ago, and we've spent quite a bit of time fishing together. And his name is Dean Lim, and I encourage you guys to go check him out on Instagram. Dean's a really good guy and knows a ton about fishing in those areas. Okay.
These guys get like a deep root beer purple. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. With that said, Dean and I have gone on some really cool adventures, from fishing Lake Odell and jigging for Mackinaw or lake trout 110 feet below us, just sitting on our kayaks in the 30-degree weather, just jigging, you know, up and down. Well, I haven't had a ton of luck on that. Just a few days ago, Dean caught a nice 33.5-inch Mackinaw, and there are bigger fish in that lake. There are Mackinaw up to 30, 40, maybe even 50 pounds. So pretty cool. One of these days I'm gonna hook into one of those, and it's gonna be pretty epic. I've also had the opportunity to fish a beautiful lake called East Lake. I fished Lemalo in search of some big brown trout, and they've got some decent rainbow populations as well. And Lemalo is just a beautiful place. I've also fished Diamond Lake. I got skunked at Diamond Lake today. A lot of these lakes are in the Cascade mountain range, and you're fishing on this, you know, lake. You're about 5,000 to 7,000 feet elevation, and there's forest all around you. You can see these snow-capped peaks in the distance, and it's just a beautiful setting, really relaxing, beautiful setting to get out and fish. I've fished in some pretty nice, pretty places, but it's hard to really beat this. I mean, snow-capped mountains all over. This is a gorgeous view. But this region has a lot to offer. One of my favorite recent memories of fishing in this region was actually a day that a few of us went out and we had a crazy crappie fest. And I'm talking insane amount of fish. We must have caught 200 fish that day. I mean, it was just insane. And I'm not gonna say the name of the lake just because I don't want to burn the spot. I would get hunted down by numerous people. They'd, you know, see the video and be in their vehicles to come and get me because, You know, crappie spots are just one of those things, you know, people don't want to burn those spots. But I've just run into these amazing crappie fisheries when I'm up there, and even some decent bass fisheries as well. But kind of the star of the show are the trout up in that region. And I was lucky enough to stumble upon a really cool scene on the Deschutes River where Dean and I were trying to get some spawning kokanee. And these kokanee, you know, which are a landlocked salmon, these kokanee usually are fairly small, but these ones were big. I mean, we're talking big kokanee. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay, fish. Okay. Freaking cool, dude. It was really cool to try to catch some of those. I didn't catch one. My buddy Dean caught one. But still, it was just awesome to watch these fish, to try to catch one. In that stage, they're not very active feeding at all. But you can get them to bite at a lure occasionally. But just seeing them was really, really cool. So as you work your way south, you kind of come into an area that's really known for a species of fish called the redband trout. And the redband trout is a subspecies, a distinct subspecies of rainbow trout. And these fish are gorgeous. Depending on where they're at in the watershed, they get this really purpley, almost like a root beer color to them. I mean, it's just gorgeous. They're almost iridescent. They're really cool. When they move into the lakes, though, they kind of chrome up a little bit, so they get a little bit more of a silvery color. But you can still catch ones that have nice red colorings. It kind of all just depends on where they're at in the system and time of year a little bit as well. And these redband trout, they are pretty amazing. I have caught some really, what I would consider really, really nice fish, and I haven't caught a big one yet. And it just blows me away that it's possible to catch a 10-pound trout out of some of these rivers and lakes.
Oh yeah, yeah! Dude! Oh wow!
There you go. Oh yeah.
It's a nice one, dude. Wow. Damn, dude.
Nice, man.
My buddy Dean and I have fished Klamath Lake, a couple of the areas there, and he's caught some really, really nice fish. For me, though, the star of the show is the Williamson River. Fish on! Fish off! Oh, he's on, he's on! Whoa! Yeah, yeah. Yeah, woo! And I first fished the Williamson River last year, and I just fell in love with it. It's a thrill to, paddle through such a beautiful river. Be able to hit these pools that are just wide and deep, fish those pools. When you're done fishing a pool, you go through some rapids, nothing too serious, nothing my kayak can't handle, but go through the rapids, which is just the thrill itself, and then pull up on another hole and fish it. I've just had a great time fishing the Williamson River. And the Williamson River is a top 100 trout fishery in the United States. It's a Really cool fishery. It is catch and release, and it's really hard to get bank access. So your best bet is going to be some sort of drift boat or kayak to fish that river effectively. I've caught some pretty cool fish in the Williamson, and I've really enjoyed my time up in southern and central Oregon, and I'm really looking forward to the next time I can make it up there. This coming spring, I'm looking forward to when the rivers up there open up and maybe fishing a couple different rivers, maybe fishing the Deschutes a little bit, some of these other streams, bank fishing some of these streams, and just getting an opportunity to fish southern Oregon a little bit more, catch a few more redband trout, try to catch another personal best, and maybe get into a brown, or hopefully, one of these days, a nice big fat lake trout. So if you guys are interested in exploring a new fishery, the place to start, in my opinion, would be Klamath Falls. The hotels in Klamath Falls aren't too expensive, so I've stayed in a few of the hotels there on some of my fishing trips, and there are lodges, there are guides, there's all sorts of stuff. So if you're looking for a new place to fish, if you want to try to get on a 20 to 30 inch trout, the Williamson River and Klamath Lake are two really good options. On behalf of KastKing and myself, just want to say thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, there is a comment section down below for you guys. It's for you guys to interact, ask questions, leave comments, all that stuff. So feel free to do so in the comment section down below. If you like this video, click that thumbs up button, subscribe, and as always, thank you guys for getting out west.